మాట్లాడారు సార్. పిల్లల్లో ఏం మార్పు గమనించారు అనేది యాక్చువల్లీ మేడం వాంట్ టు లిజన్ టు. టీచ్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఏం మార్పు మీరు గమనించారు అనేది చెప్పండి.
కొద్దిగా టర్న్అవుట్ అవుతున్నారు మేడం. కొద్దిగా మార్జినల్ చేంజెస్ లేకున్నా కూడా రెగ్యులర్ గా రావడం కొద్దిగా ఇది ఉంది.
ఓకే సార్.
Somebody here wanted to say something.
హలో
Yeah.
హలో
After the speaker is over, you can speak.
హలో
హలో చెప్పండి సార్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ మేడం.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్, చెప్పండి సార్.
నా పేరు హనుమాన్ మేడం. నేను స్టూడెంట్ మాట్లాడుతున్నాను. ఎస్ఎం గవర్నమెంట్ డిగ్రీ కాలేజ్ పనికి నుంచి మేడం.
చెప్పమ్మా.
మేడం మీరు ఏవియర్ సిలబస్ మార్చుతున్నారు కదండి. ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ సిలబస్ మార్చారు మేడం, సెకండ్ ఇయర్ సిలబస్ మార్చారు కదండి.
ఏ సిలబస్?
తెలుగు కానీ ఎకనామిక్స్ పాలిటిక్స్ కానీ ఏదైనా సబ్జెక్ట్ మేడం మీరు సిలబస్ మారుస్తున్నారు కదండి. అయితే మారుస్తుంటే వారికి సంబంధించిన టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ మాత్రం మార్కెట్ లో గవర్నమెంట్ రావట్లేదు మేడం. దానివల్ల చాలా ఇబ్బంది పడాల్సి వస్తుందండి.
కాదు, ఏ సబ్జెక్టు, ఏ యూనివర్సిటీ ఇది?
ఇది నన్న యూనివర్సిటీ మేడం.
నన్న యూనివర్సిటీలో ఏ బుక్ రాలేదు మీకు?
తెలుగు తెలుగు మేడం. తెలుగు మా సిలబస్ మొత్తం మారింది మేడం. టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ ఇంకా
రైట్,
మార్కెట్ లో
థ్యాంక్ యూ. నేను కనుక్కుంటాను. ఓకే, ఎనీ స్టూడెంట్స్ అండి?
మేడం
ఎనీ స్టూడెంట్ స్పీకింగ్?
మేడం స్టూడెంట్
ఏంటి మేడం?
స్టూడెంటా మీరు?
అవును మేడం, స్టూడెంట్ మేడం.
అయితే నాకు ఒక్కటి చెప్పండి, ఈ కోర్స్ చేసే విన్నారు కదా లాస్ట్ ఇయర్, ఎలా అనిపించింది మీకు? అంటే ఇది మీకు ఏమాత్రం కొంత యూస్ఫుల్ లాగా ఉంది అనిపించిందా, లేకపోతే అస్సలు దీని వ్యర్థం, ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ పెడతామే వేస్ట్ అనిపించిందా?
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ చాలా యూస్ఫుల్ గా ఉంది మేడం. చాలా చాలా బాగుంది మేడం సబ్జెక్ట్ అయితే మాత్రం. ఎథిక్స్ మేడం, అసలు మానవ జీవితంలో మనిషి ఎలా ప్రవర్తించాలి, ఎలా నడుచుకోవాలి అనే దాని గురించి, ప్రతి దాని గురించి హక్కులు విధులు, మన సంఘం పట్ల చేయాల్సిన బాధ్యత మొత్తం అంతా పదే క్లియర్ గా ఉంది మేడం. సబ్జెక్ట్ మాత్రం చాలా బాగుందండి.
వెరీ గుడ్
మేడం.
వెరీ గుడ్ అండి. We are happy
అయితే
that you
మేడం
like it. చెప్పండి.
ఒక్క నిమిషం మేడం, ఒకటి మేడం.
పర్లేదు, చెప్పండి.
మేడం సబ్జెక్ట్ బాగుందండి, లెక్చరర్స్ చెప్పడం బాగుందండి, స్టూడెంట్స్ కూడా చదవడం చాలా బాగుందండి. కానీ మార్క్స్ వేయడం మాత్రం నాకు చాలా బాగలేదు మేడం. ఎంత కష్టపడి చదివినా మేడం, నైట్ పగలు కష్టపడి చదివినా మేడం 70 మార్క్స్ దాటలేదంటే అర్థం లేదు మేడం. అసలు కష్టపడి చదివాం మేడం. హలో
వింటున్నాను. అంటే ఇందాక చిత్తూరు వాళ్ళు మార్కులు వేయలేదు అని బాధపడ్డారు, మీరు మార్కులు వేశారని బాధపడ్డారు. నేను అప్పుడు ఆలోచిస్తున్నాను ఏం చేయాలో. మీరు చెప్పండి, ఏం చేయాలో.
హలో
చెప్పండి.
ఈ డైలీ లెక్చరర్స్
డిస్టర్బెన్స్.
కష్టపడి చదివినా అయ్యే మార్క్స్ మేడం చాలా తక్కువ. తెలియదు మేడం. మీరు రోజుకి 100 చేపలు దొద్దాలి లేదా 200 చేపలు దొద్దాలని మీరు చేపలు దొద్ది అలా చేస్తుంటే వాళ్ళు ఎలా పడితే అలా వేసుకెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు. రాజీ చదవట్లేదు.
మాట్లాడే మాటలు లాభం లేదని.
Good morning, madam. So my name
హలో
హలో చెప్పండి సార్.
మ్యామ్, గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్.
గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ అండి, చెప్పండి.
This is Dr. Selvam calling from PVKN Government College, Chittoor, ma'am.
ఓకే.
And ma'am has made an attempt to rework the human values, I must say, because we have been making the students as a reading machine. Somehow it is a pioneer attempt to make the human values part of the curriculum. And however, last year due to this Sameekandra disturbances, we could not complete the syllabus as we have planned, if I am correct, as well as my part I am saying. I don't know about the others. This year it will be done more. However, the same focus should be paid in other colleges, that is private colleges also, because if I am correct, ma'am is very much concerned about the entire student community. So some instructions may be given to the private institutions also, so that it can be taken well to all the students of AP, madam.
ఓకే సార్.
good morning to you all.
Good morning, sir.
So good morning to you all once again. మేడం గారు, కమిషనర్ గారు ఇదే వేదిక మించి లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఇదే టైంలో చివరిలో ఒక మాట చెప్పారు. ది హ్యూమన్ వాల్యూస్ కోర్సు అట్లీస్ట్ ప్రదీప్ కుమార్ గారి గురించి చెప్తూ లెక్చరర్స్ వారిలాగా మారితే చాలు అని చెప్పేసి ఒక లాస్ట్ ఒక చివరి మాట చెప్పారు. దట్ హ్యాస్ గివెన్ వెరీ గుడ్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆన్ ఆల్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది లెక్చరర్స్ ఇన్ లెక్చరర్స్ కమ్యూనిటీ మేడం. తర్వాత లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఫిబ్రవరిలో ఐ అటెండెడ్ దిస్ హ్యూమన్ వాల్యూస్ అండ్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ ఎథిక్స్ ఎట్ జలంధర్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్, అండ్ వేర్ ది ఇంజనీరింగ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్, సెకండ్ ఇయర్ అండ్ ఈవెన్ థర్డ్ ఇయర్ స్టూడెంట్స్, చిన్న చిన్న పిల్లలు వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇంతమంది ఇట్లా మాట్లాడుకున్నాం కదా, బాగుంది కోర్సు అంటున్నాం, కానీ దాంట్లో యాక్చువల్గా ఏం బాగుంది, ఏ పార్ట్ బాగా నచ్చింది అనే విషయాలు మనం కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయట్లేదు అనమాట. సో అక్కడ పిల్లల్ని గమనించినప్పుడు ఏంటంటే ప్రతి ఒక్కరు రెస్పెక్ట్ అంటే ఏంటి చెప్తున్నారు, విశ్వాసం అంటే ఏంటి చెప్తున్నారు, తర్వాత కృతజ్ఞత అంటే ఏంటి, సో మూల్యాలని దాని అర్థం దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి ఆ రకంగా వాళ్ళు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడం జరిగిందనమాట. సో దట్ హ్యాస్ మేడ్ మీ వెరీ గుడ్ దిస్ థింగ్, అంటే ఒక మంచి ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ లాగా నాకు అనిపించింది అనమాట. తర్వాత లైఫ్లో ఏంటంటే యాక్చువల్గా రెస్పెక్ట్ మీనింగ్ అనేది ఈ కోర్స్ తర్వాతనే తెలిసిందనమాట. ఒకే ఒక్క మాట, రెస్పెక్ట్, విశ్వాసం, ఈ రెండే మాటలు నాకు మంచి ఇంపాక్ట్ కలిగించిన జీవితంలో. రెస్పెక్ట్ ఏంటంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను చిన్నప్పుడు ఎప్పుడో స్కూటర్ డ్రైవింగ్, తర్వాత కార్ డ్రైవింగ్ నేర్చుకున్నాను. ఈ కార్ డ్రైవింగ్ నేర్పించింది నా చిన్న పిల్లాడు, అంటే 10th క్లాస్ ఫెయిల్ అయిన పిల్లాడే, నేను దాదాపు 30 years తర్వాత నేర్చుకున్నాను అనమాట. సో అప్పుడు నాకు అది తెలియలేదు అసలు యాక్చువల్గా దిస్ ఈజ్ రెస్పెక్ట్ అని చెప్పేసి. ఐ లెర్న్ డ్రైవింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఏ బాయ్ ఆఫ్ 15 years or 16 years. సో నాకు తెలియని విషయాన్ని చిన్నపిల్లల దగ్గర నేర్చుకోవడం అనేది రెస్పెక్ట్, నాకు తెలిసిన విషయాల్లో పెద్దవాళ్ళకి చెప్పడం కూడా రెస్పెక్ట్. సో ఆ రెస్పెక్ట్ మీనింగ్ అనేది, రెస్పెక్ట్ డెఫినేషన్ అనేది ఆ రకంగా నాకు తెలిసిందనమాట. అదే రకంగా విశ్వాసం అంటే కూడా, సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ప్రతి విషయాన్ని మనం కోర్స్ బాగుంది అని చెప్తున్నాం, కానీ కోర్సులో ఏం బాగుంది, ఏ పార్ట్ బాగుంది అనేది మనం దాని గురించి డిస్కస్ చేయట్లేదు. అందుకనే ఇది ఏంటంటే ఇది ప్రాచుర్యంలోకి రాలేదు, తర్వాత దీంట్లో ఒక పాపులారిటీ రాలేదన్న విషయం నాకు అర్థమైపోయింది అనమాట. ఇప్పుడు యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే ఒక రూబిక్ క్యూబ్ తీసుకొని ఇక్కడ పెట్టండి. సో రూబిక్ క్యూబ్ తీసుకొని ఇక్కడ పెట్టినప్పుడు నాకు సాల్వ్ చేయడం తెలుసు, మీకు సాల్వ్ చేయడం తెలియదు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. సో ఐదర్ వే డజంట్ మ్యాటర్. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే నాకు తెలుసు కాబట్టి మీకు తెలియదు. ది ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈజ్ నెవర్ బాదర్స్ యూ. సో ఏంటి బాదర్ చేసేదంటే సమాధానం తెలియకపోవడం, దీని సొల్యూషన్ తెలియకపోవడమే మిమ్మల్ని కానీ నన్ను కానీ బాధించేదనమాట. సో ఆ ఒక్కటి తెలుసుకుంటే మనకు తెలిసిపోతుంది. సో జీవన విద్య ద్వారా ఈ చిన్న విషయం అర్థమైన పరిస్థితుల్లో మనం ముందుకు పోవడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. తర్వాత బాడీ అంటే సెల్ఫ్ అంటే ఏంటి, సో ఈ రకంగా మనకి బీదరికము, తర్వాత డబ్బు ఉండటం, డబ్బు లేకపోవడము, తర్వాత ఇలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అన్నీ అధిగమించడానికి తెలిసిపోతుంది. తర్వాత మనకు విద్యార్థులు ఏంటంటే టీచర్స్కి విద్యార్థులకి మధ్య ఏ రకమైన భేదం ఉందంటే, విద్యార్థులేమో నాకు డబ్బు లేకపోతే చదువుకోలేము అనుకుంటున్నారు. తర్వాత టీచర్ ఏమంటున్నాడంటే పూర్వం పద్ధతులే ఉపయోగిస్తున్నాడు, సామదాన భేద దండోపాయాలే ఉపయోగిస్తున్నారు. ఏంటంటే అసలు స్టూడెంట్కి అర్థం కాని పరిస్థితుల్లో ఈజ్ బ్లాంక్ మైండ్తో మీ దగ్గర ఎదురుగా వచ్చి నిలబడినాడు. మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, సామం, దానం, భేదం, దండోపాయాలు ఉపయోగిస్తున్నాం. సో ఈ 4 పద్ధతులు కూడా కరెక్ట్ అయిన పద్ధతులు కావు. ఇక్కడ మనకు కావాల్సింది ఏంటంటే సబ్జెక్ట్ మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి, అది ధీరత్వం. తర్వాత పిల్లలకి అర్థం చేయించాలి, అది వీరత్వం. ఈ 2 మాటలు కూడా ఈ జీవన విద్యలో మంచి ఇంపాక్ట్ని కలిగించాయి. సో ఇలాంటి మాటలను మనం పిల్లల్లో ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్ళాలన్నమాట. ఈ మాట ఉన్నది, దీనికి అర్థం ఇది, సో ఈ అర్థం ప్రకారం మనం ముందుకెళ్ళాలి. ఈ అర్థాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకొని తర్వాత దాన్ని పరిగణలోకి తీసుకొని దాన్ని ఆచరిస్తూ ఆ రకంగా చేసినప్పుడు మనకు బాగుంటుంది. సో ఈ రకంగా మనం ఈ 2 స్టేట్స్లో కూడా ఒక అర్థమైన పరిస్థితుల్లో కోర్సును ముందుకు తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. కమిషనర్ మేడం కూడా ఇదే రకంగా మీరు ముందుకు చేయండి, మీకు ఏ రకమైన సహాయ సహకారాలు కావాలి, గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి కానీ లేకపోతే వేరే ఏ సోర్సెస్ నుంచి కూడా కావాలని చెప్పారు. అదే రకంగా మేడం ఇనిషియేట్ తీసుకోబట్టే మనం ఈ కోర్సుని ఇంత ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్ళాం. ఆ ఒక్క మాట, మీలో లెక్చరర్స్ ప్రదీప్ కుమార్ లాగా మారితే చాలు అనే ఒక్క మాట అది ఎంతో ప్రభావితం చేసింది. మేడం గారికి ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experiences with us. Now I request Chairman SAPNET, CEO SAPNET, to share his experiences with us.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ టు ఆల్ అండి. కమిషనర్ మేడం గారికి, డయాస్ మీద ఉన్న పెద్దలకి, లెక్చరర్స్కి, దూరంగా చూస్తున్న లెక్చరర్స్కి, స్టూడెంట్స్కి కూడా. అన్నిటికన్నా ముఖ్యమైన విషయం, లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఈ కోర్స్ పెట్టినప్పుడు ఐ థాట్ మేడం గారు ఈజ్ టేకింగ్ ఏ వెరీ బిగ్ రిస్క్. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇఫ్ ద కోర్స్ డజంట్ మేక్ అన్ ఇంపాక్ట్, అది స్టూడెంట్స్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ లెక్చరర్స్లో ఎంత నెగటివ్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తుందంటే దే వుడ్ నెవర్ ట్రై టు గో ఎనీవేర్ నియర్ దట్. అండ్ ఐ థాట్ దట్స్ హౌ ఇట్ స్టార్ట్స్. బట్ ఎట్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద కోర్స్ ప్రదీప్ గారు కండక్ట్ చేసిన విధానంలో ఆల్ ద లెక్చరర్స్ హూ కేమ్ హియర్ బికేమ్ రియల్ స్టూడెంట్స్. and they got so involved. I think they was forgotten that their lecturers are teachers. They were third day. I could see the progression. From day one, they were lecturers, 80% lecturer, 20% student. By the time the course ended, they were all 100% students. And the enthusiasm and the way keenness to learn, it was great. And the interaction. And the great thing about is Pradeep Kumar Garu, I am not praising him, equalizing him, but he conducts himself in such a way as if chapak in the neer, and he doesn't make his presence felt, and people are all learning. I was wondering, and all the 5 days I watched that program, and I thought that it is a great program. In the management course that I was studied long back, we had learnt a few of the techniques of HR related issues, but here it goes beyond that, and it solves the problem in such a great way, simple way, that it makes a great impact. I will share one little example. I worked in Doordarshan at Delhi, and in directorate and ministry there used to be meetings. We have meetings, about 6 people, 8 people attend, and each of the participants, for example, a senior member in the group, either the minister or the secretary, raises an issue, everybody is trying to draw attention and try to say, and if a junior tries to answer, the senior will put him down and say he wants to say the answer or make the point, so that he wants to make an impact, etc. But after such courses, and I saw that what is important is making the point, not who makes a point. So that is a great revelation I saw after listening to his course last time, and this was being followed after some of the courses. So I am sure now you all agree that as a group, when you are doing something, whoever raises the point is not important, whoever does the good job is not important. Job is important, the benefit coming out of that is important. Now this particular course, the way it is conducted, the little feedback that I get is that students are not happy because of no exams, no marks, etc. But I think any such revolutionary step will always be fraught with this kind of risk. 1 year, next year it will be, impact will be more, third year it will be more, and fourth year it will be more sought after. Maybe if it is an option, everybody will opt for that, I am sure. And these values, I was reading yesterday in Times of India a small piece. I thought that, extending what Pradeep sir has been saying, that he says stress is caused because you expect something and it does not happen. So, and also you do not accept anything which is coming. So, if you do not expect anything and if you accept everything which comes, the gap comes down to almost 0 and the stress vanishes. Only the gap between what you expect and what you actually get, that gap causes the stress. So, the values which he is teaching, if we really take them and implement them, follow them, teach to the students, students also imbibe them, I am sure it will go a long way in helping all of us here and the community at large, and it will be a better place to live. So, with these points, I would like Madam to share her plans for this course for this year and coming years as a broader perspective.
This program was impossible had it not been for our principal secretary. This wish I had that we should start a course, and I was looking for some content. I was asking various universities, I was asking my academic cell. I said, I want a content. I know that I have to keep this in place. It is required now for the students because of the various social fabric which we are now living in. And at that time, our principal secretary Ajay Mishra happened to join around February, and I was on leave, and I came back in March. I said, sir, there is a strong desire, I want to do this, I do not know how to go ahead with this. Then he said, Arey, what are you talking about? The best part of our principal secretary was that he makes the most toughest things seem very simple, very matter of fact. He said, IIIT is there, why don't you just go and see, listen to them. Then I happened to go to IIIT and see this whole content. And after the whole program, I can now say with this thing that without Pradeep, I think we would not have been able to push it the way we have done it. So we have to thank Pradeep for his energy and his commitment. That's the first step. The actual step, finally, this is only at the state level formulation. Going to the district, every program should be always, the test of it lies not at the formulation part or the policy part, but at what happens at the root. The root is what you all have done, and I really thank all of you master trainers. Without you all, this program would definitely not become a success. I mean, if this has gone and the student there was telling me that I really like this course, it's only because of you all. You all have been able to give the right content. In the beginning, I have to be very frank. I told Pradeep, I don't know what my people will go and speak there. You are saying something, that is fine. I kept on telling him, do you think they will teach exactly what you're teaching? I'm not sure, I'm not sure. But then I kept coming back to you all, and in each feedback, when I saw you all speaking, then I was like, I said, fine. And you all won't believe it, the trust I have in you all. The other day we went again to Triple IT and they wanted to give us some other speakers, and I said, no, my people speak better than this. I don't want this. So we said, our master trainers, we will train them again. They will go to the districts. We don't want people from Triple IT who we don't believe in. And they were surprised. They just thought that they will say this person and we will say thank you and we will take them back to our people. I said, no, not only my master trainers, not only my students will not listen, even my master trainers will not listen to this person. So we will not take this person. And that is the kind of trust I have now built in you all. If a few of you all have made any mistakes, please go back inside and see just where you all have gone wrong. I don't know what mistakes you all would have made. So it's not like this is what is going wrong. But I just feel that all of us are humans, we will tend to make mistakes, and so this is meant for that, to see that you are actually on the right track, and if you all have sort of diverted somewhere, your heart will tell you that. They'll say, maybe this part is wrong. You know, you have this intuitive feeling that you must have made a mistake. Open your heart out, ask Pradeep, ask the team here, saying that this is what I have taught this, but I have a slight doubt on this. Do you think this is right? And if they all here and your classmates here feel that you have done the right thing, please go ahead. If you all don't open up and bring out that small lurking doubt, you all will continue the same this thing again. Then there are some people who, I mean, I think this thing becomes always stronger if one talks about how it helps us. Like Kankachari was saying, what is it that we liked about this? When I just opened the book and I was just reading, when we just initially started this, I read about a very small example. They said, okay, what is your favorite sweet? It's gulab jamun. How many gulab jamuns can you have? You like a car, how many cars can you have? I think Pradeep also starts like that. That actually focuses a student as to how much of, because generally what we are told at home and at the college level is that you study hard, you get a job, that job and the salary will give you all your requirements. So everybody feels that their requirements are unlimited and they have to keep on acquiring materialistic things, But once you go through this course, you understand that materialism will be there, but it's how much you require out of that. A small example was given in one this thing. As to food, I'll just go a step further. There's a small story about, I don't know where it started, but then they said about this couple who had gone from India to Germany, and they were sitting in a restaurant and they found that it was a nice costly restaurant and everybody was just eating very little, and they wondered why everybody is eating so little. Maybe these people don't have enough money, but this is a costly restaurant now, everybody is eating so little, I wonder why. And everybody ate till the last piece and never left anything in the plate. Now, our people being typically Indian, so you take a guest to a restaurant, so you have to show how much you respect the guest by ordering everything possible. So they ordered all huge amounts and they left most of the amount and they were leaving. When they were leaving, they were stopped by an old German couple. Those German couple said, no, you cannot waste this food here. They said, it's our money, we are wasting this food, how is it bothered? How are you all concerned with this? Then they said, your money you may have wasted, we have nothing to do with it, but the food you have left there is our natural resource. It's our resources and we will not allow this. And finally, the altercation went to such a level that they brought in the police and the police fined them and they left them. But it left a very valuable message for those people, for those Indians there, saying that how much they care for all the food and the natural resources and the way it's respected. And that's what they passed on the story to everybody, and I happened to read it. And somehow for us, we have this feeling that if it is good enough for some foreigner there, it must also be good enough for us. So that is, you know, that is the way we set our examples. We say that if this person has gone there and then he has done that, then that means it's good enough for us too. So I'm sorry, I just digressed, but that is the way I want you to understand this, and I would want my students to understand this, that finally it is not the amount of material wealth you have, but how you utilize it, and that is very serious message. Now, I was interacting with one of the lecturers who taught human values when I went last time. I've been moving around because now one gets a feeling that we've been cut off, so we need to go back to our roots to just check out what's happening where. So one of the lecturers told me that he was teaching human values, and he said, I'm always close to the students even before, so I find it easy to talk to them. And he said that the personal effect it has had on me is that after this course, earlier I used to say this is bad in this person, this is bad in this person. Now I just say, okay, this is how those people must be feeling, that's why they are reacting like this. I have started introspecting. So he sort of looks into himself, and I started introspecting. So I conducted a small test on him. I said, let me see how far your introspection goes. I said, what is the reason why the students are not doing too well? Some of you all get 100% result, some of you all don't get 100% result. What is the test? What is the reason? So he said, ma'am, it's because when we were studying, మేము ఆడుతూ పాడుతూ చదివేవాళ్ళం, కానీ ఇప్పుడు వచ్చేవాళ్ళు చదవట్లేదు, పుస్తకాలు లేవు, చదవట్లేదు. Okay, I said, but aren't their intelligence levels higher than yours? He said, yes, but they're not interested in the study. I said, what did you do to make it more interesting? So he said, మా లెక్చరర్ నాకు ఎలా చెప్పారో, on the chalk he would write, I've also done the same thing. నాకు ఎంత బాగా చెప్పేవాళ్ళని అంత బాగా చెప్పాను. I put in such a lot of effort. So what subject do you teach? Chemistry. Okay. So then how do you make it interesting? He said, I have done my bit, ma'am. Just the students are not interested in the usual reasons. So that means the introspection has not started yet, right? So I said, okay, there was this, we had a small workshop with some lecturers, and one of the masters from Tanuku said that, see, I create an interest in the student in the subject. For example, he was talking about commerce, and he said, what is the use of commerce? First of all, you should make them understand that. See, it's not as if the smart ones go to BSc, somebody who's aspiring for a civil services go to BA, the remaining people, chaff is left to do BCom. It's not like that. So he said, I start the class with saying that even a prime minister or a president or somebody else has to file his income tax returns. Otherwise, it's an economic offence and he can be punished for that. So he said, I build an interest in the subject like that. So taking that further, I told this chemistry sir that, I said, suppose you're taking sulfur as an example. I said, can you say that tomorrow I'm going to teach you sulfur, so why don't you read up something on sulfur and come? Then he said, ma'am, textbooks chadavaru vallu. I said, ask them to go to the internet, check up there. Just even local, they can just ask a group of friends what is sulfur meant for. Just sort of excite an interest into that subject. Then next day probably you can start with saying that, okay, all of you students were supposed to tell me what it's about sulfur. So let each student start talking. Once the students start talking, you've got their interest, and then you can move on. Then I found that human values did work, because he said, yes ma'am, I haven't thought from that point of view. He didn't say, no ma'am, it will not work. So he was open to the suggestion. That's all this is all about. I want to share with you a quote which I found in one Times, which I thought was the real reason why this whole thing was started. Basically, it said that education must enable one to sift and weigh evidence, to discern the true from the false, the real from the unreal, the fact from the fiction. The function of education therefore is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Are we actually doing it? Somewhere I thought in our syllabus we are not doing that. So unless that is taught, that there was another saying which said that we, in our over anxiety with our own children, for example, we start telling them that this is the road you have to take to become a success. But the role of a parent or education is not to show the road, but to enable that student to see the road himself. And the more you try to tell him that, save him from all these safeguards and make him more soft, that person will actually lose the strength to face the road. So you have to make him tough, you have to make him see the road, and not see the road, enable him to see the road. It's something like in management they say, you don't feed fish, but you enable a person to catch fish so that he makes a living out of it. So in this, what I liked about the ethical values is that everything is like that. It starts with that. I remember Ganesh Garu, who started this whole thing. He was saying that whatever I say, you can question everything. Every statement is questionable, but let's have a discussion. And that had a profound influence on me in my personal life too. Earlier as a woman, many of us are told that we should not question so many things. Maybe somebody is irritating you, some relative of yours is actually misbehaving with you, but they say, see, you are taught this. Aadamai ante, you have to just take that. You should not, question it. Question cheste relationships chedipotai, even with relatives. Forget about your own family. So you let that relative keep on misbehaving with you, and it's like that small. I don't know how many of you all remember that small demon I had spoken about last time. The demon keeps growing, and next time you see the relative, you say, my God, this relative has come. Now he's going to ask this, and you don't like it. You hate it. It creates stress in you, like what he was saying. You don't find this thing to it. But after this course, I said, no, one has to live in harmony. So I will not make a big issue out of it, but I'll simply state that, see, this part, I don't think you should behave like this. I think this is a relationship where you have to give us respect. And by saying this, you're taking away my respect, and I don't think you should be saying that. You don't have to fight over it. You don't have to stop talking to that person, but you can do it like this. And I mean, I don't know what happened, but it has given me a lot of relief in the sense that I'm able to now look at that person without feeling that hatred towards that person, because I know that I've said this and that person also is he knows that this is what makes this person unhappy, so he doesn't say that. This harmony I've learned from this human values course. I mean, otherwise it was always like that value of, you have to just listen, you have to just take the whole shit from everybody and not talk back, because it's wrong to talk back. For a woman in the society, it is always, you don't have to do this kind of thing. I mean, it would seem very surprising that a commissioner level person can think like this, but then yes, this is a way we are taught in our houses, that in a house you have to be subservient, and I'm sure many of the women here will share that kind of thing, that no matter what you speak in the office, once you go back, you always step one step backward when it comes to relatives and other issues. So this is what I just wanted to tell you all, to show you how strong this course is. And another small thing I will tell you before I close on, and allow Pradeep, for whom you all are waiting so anxious to listen. The topmost colleges, I keep talking about it, was one example was Lady Sri Ram, and if any of you all had bothered to just read that book, I'll leave one copy here. In that again, in the topmost course, India Today wrote that this college was, I would love to have that with me. Maybe I'll read out that portion in the end of the next session, or I'll send that portion over for people to share it. But basically they said the thrust now in arts is to, earlier it was just education, then something else, but now it is to open up social work. And that is what was the most striking thing they found, because they found that when students really work with the poor people, it opens so many things up in them. For example, many people feel that the students who come, I mean, when I interact, I had 2 meetings in Rajahmundry, Vizag, and I think Vijayawada also, and there people said that we have the poorest of the poor coming to us, only the poor come to degree colleges. The people who have left away after the engineering and the medicine, the cream has gone, they are the people who have left with us. So once the lecturer feels this, he imparts that to the student, that the student is not so worth it. For example, I'll tell you my own this thing. I had got selected for MA Political Science, and I had got selected for engineering, but because I was writing civils, they said you go to arts. It was thrust on me, I had to take it, so I took it. And then after doing BA, I felt it was totally not so in my orientation kind of thing, so I chose law. So when I chose law, in those days law was not something which is glorified today. Today if you do law, then you get lakhs of salaries. I remember one Supreme Court lawyer who would get about 5 lakhs or 2 lakhs per appearance, not each case, but per appearance. So today in terms of money it is valued, but in those days people just said, the opening statement was, people who don't find any other course come here and join law. So I was just talking about the kind of worth you give to the student, and so that is not right. So I've sort of diverted again. Yeah, so this kind of student now who's been told that he's the poorest, that's why he's chosen a degree college, he is not fit for engineering, he is not fit for medicine, that's why he's come to degree college. So he lacks a certain amount of self-esteem. That self-esteem has to be created. So in this Lady Shri Ram kind of colleges, it was found that when they have sent these students to work